Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, January 25, 2023. Jamaica has diversified its logistics offerings with the launch of a $37 million ship repair facility along the Sir Flores El Glaspole stretch of the Kingston Harbor. The German Ship Repair Jamaica GSRJ Shipyard project is a partnership with co-financer Sagicor Group and other local entities. Completion is expected by October this year. The project also has three major foreign shipping industry partners, Harren and Partners Limited and Kloska Group, both from Germany, as well as Hatsan Shipyard from Turkey. The first phase includes a floating dry dock, steel fabrication, and engine workshops. During Tuesday's launch ceremony, Prime Minister Andrew Holness hailed the project as a significant investment, poised to bring more economic growth and job creation to the country.
With the investments that are being made in improving Kingston as a logistics hub, we are certain that we have now closed one of the major gaps that has existed, and that more ships that are passing through the region will be inclined to come to Jamaica.
Stakeholders of the project are expressing great expectations.
This is a big deal for Jamaica, and we want Kingston to have the leading ship repair and servicing port in the Caribbean.
It is something that will attract new business, new shipping lines coming to Jamaica to be able to do the work that they so badly need in this territory.
The repair shipyard will provide mechanical, electrical, electronic, and hydraulic services. The facility is expected to draw customers from the 3,000 commercial vessels that visit Jamaica's ports annually. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is seeking to clear the air on his standing with money management firm Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL. In a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Holness says he holds no funds with SSL and has not done business with the firm since September 2021, when his accounts were liquidated and closed upon his instructions. The Prime Minister also declared that he nor any family member of his have ever borrowed or received any form of credit facility from SSL. Acknowledging that current allegations of fraud at SSL have drawn international attention to Jamaica's financial sector, Mr. Holness says the public must be assured that the political class has no conflict of interest that would prevent, delay, or dilute efforts to ensure that the truth of the allegations is uncovered, those responsible are held to account, and the victims receive justice. Addressing the matter at a recent function, the Prime Minister urged the public to seek verified information before forming opinions, especially regarding financial matters.
The fundamentals of information literacy requires that you check sources, that you verify against sources that are credible before you allow it to form your opinion.
Legislation will soon be tabled in Parliament to increase the mandatory minimum sentence for murder from 15 to 45 years. In a statement to the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck said amendments would be made to Section 3 of the Offences Against the Person Act to reflect the changes. The changes include increasing the mandatory minimum sentence persons must serve before being eligible for parole to 50 years for capital murder. For non-capital murder, it is now 40 years for persons given a life sentence and 35 years where a term of years was given. The Justice Minister says this is necessary to treat with the soaring crime rate that is negatively impacting the country. It is also to ensure that the applicable penalties match the severity of the crime.
A clear and unmistakable message must be sent to potential killers that their wanton and heartless act will be met with disgust, repugnance, and a lengthy period of incarceration. Having taken a life, Madam Speaker, the offender cannot and should not be allowed to enjoy the remainder or most of the remainder of his life freely and unburdened.
In 2022, Jamaica recorded 1,498 murders, a 2% increase from the previous year.
The reputational damage resulting from its abnormality, high rates of intentional homicides, and by extension, the impact on the country's GDP, The debilitating strain placed on the Jamaican populace from the daily loss of life by violent means necessitated that the penalties imposed be especially punitive.
Minister Chuck says a bill will be laid in the House of Representatives in short order, reflecting government's position on the appropriate penalties to be applied to the offense of murder. In other news, maternal service delivery at the Noel Holmes Hospital in Lucy, Hanover has been improved through the donation of equipment used to monitor pregnancy as part of routine prenatal care. A cardiotocograph machine was presented last Friday by Northwell Health, a non-profit healthcare provider out of the United States. With this donation, the hospital now has 3 machines to monitor mothers in labor and allow doctors to make clinical decisions for safer deliveries.
Right now, we have enough equipment to reduce what we call harm to babies, what we call morbidity and even mortality death. And of course, having more is always good, because if one machine goes down or needs some maintenance, then we have another one to rely on.
It gives me great pride and pleasure to represent the workforce and Northwell Health in handing over such a very important piece of equipment that is well needed in the community for safe deliveries, and just to make sure our expectant mothers and babies are healthy.
Students and residents of the Rock River and Mucka communities in Clarendon now have access to free internet from the recent installation of Wi-Fi hotspots. The Wi-Fi hotspots were installed by the Universal Service Fund. At the commissioning, Member of Parliament for the North Central Clarendon constituency, Robert Morgan, said the internet access would aid a wide cross-section of businesses and individuals.
Students who are coming from Lennon and Mucka Primary, when they pass in Mucka Square, they can get the same benefit. Rock River here, we have Rock River Primary, Rock River Basic School, and we have a lot of businesses and small business people here who do not have funds to access the internet consistently, and this will help them.
Minister Morgan adds that the Beckford-Crowell community will soon receive a Wi-Fi hotspot in the town square. In the meantime, Principal of Rock River Primary School, Nadine Raymond Sharp, has welcomed the service, which she says will support the students' education.
Our parents also will be happy, especially those who cannot afford to purchase data. They can now come into the town center to utilize the internet.
And finally, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, will begin a series of internal resensitization sessions with staff members next month to ensure full compliance with ISO standards. The agency received its ISO 9001-2015 Quality Management System certification in December 2022. Speaking at a JIS think tank on Tuesday, acting CEO of RADA, Winston Simpson, said that with the growing demand on the entity's services, there has been an increased focus on establishing standards.
ISO 9001-2015 is grounded on 4 pillars. The PDCA cycle, which is plan, do, check, act, so as to manage process systems and achieve quality at all times. RADA will ensure that we are continuously guided by these principles.
RADA's offices in Kingston, St. Thomas and St. Elizabeth, which have received the ISO certification, will play a lead role in assisting other parish offices to attain certification.
The scope of RADA ISO 9001-2015 certification includes the following core services: design and development, project implementation, farm visits, farmers registration, distribution of farmer inputs, implementation of the production incentive program.
Mr. Simpson reassures that with the ISO certification, RADA will ensure that continuous improvements are made to the primary function and operations of the organization. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.